Hi there. This video will provide some tips for participating in a remote court hearing on Zoom. Tips for participating in a hearing on Zoom. First, some general tips about remote court hearings. Test your computer equipment before the hearing date. Try to be alone in a quiet room during the hearing, and keep your login information handy. Next, we will talk about the tools you can use on Zoom. Zoom tools. Use the mute button at the bottom left of the screen to mute or unmute your microphone, and the video button right next to it to turn your video on or off. You should mute your microphone when you are not speaking. The court will want to see you throughout the hearing, so keep your video on. The Participants button shows you how many people are in the hearing. This button is in the center of your toolbar. Clicking it shows you a list of participants. The Chat button lets you message other people in the hearing. Click on the Chat button to open the chat window. Be careful who you message. Zoom is set up so everyone can see the chat messages sent by any participant. You can change this to message one other person in the hearing directly. To direct message another person, click on the word Everyone. Then, click on the name of the person you want to send a message to. You can also use the View button to change who you can see on the screen. This button is in the top right corner. When you click on the View button, you will see a drop-down menu. If you would like to see all the participants at the same time, click on Gallery View. If you would like the screen to show the participant who is currently speaking, click on Speaker View. To pin a participant's video so that it stays visible, click on the pin icon in their box. Finally, the clerk may assign you to a breakout room. This is separate from the main hearing. The people in the breakout room can hear and message each other. People in the main hearing cannot see or hear the people in the breakout room. Breakout rooms are best used to speak privately to your lawyer if you have one. Next, let's discuss how to present your evidence remotely. Presenting evidence. During your hearing, you may have evidence to show the court. You should prepare this evidence in advance. The court will probably ask you to submit your evidence to the clerk before the hearing date. Contact the clerk's office for information on how and when to send your evidence to the court. You may be asked to submit it electronically through Maryland's e-filing system, MDEC, MDEC, or by email. Or the clerk may ask that you drop the evidence off in person at the courthouse. When submitting evidence electronically, name each file with your party status, such as plaintiff or defendant, followed by the word exhibit and a number. Start with the number 1 for your first exhibit. Save each item as a separate PDF document. Even if you submit your evidence before the hearing, the judge cannot consider it yet. You will still need to introduce it during the hearing. When you do, make sure to refer to the exhibit name and number, such as Plaintiff's Exhibit 2. The judge will decide whether they can view and consider each exhibit as part of the case. Witnesses. You may want to have witnesses testify at your remote hearing. If you do, let the clerk's office know the names of your witnesses before the hearing date. The clerk may ask for this information several days in advance. Tell your witnesses to log into the hearing using the name you gave to the clerk's office. If they use a different name, the clerk may not let them into the remote hearing. Share these important tips with your witnesses before the Zoom hearing. They should test their equipment, get familiar with using Zoom, wear professional clothing, and ensure they can participate alone in a quiet room. The court will want to know that your witness is alone. The judge may ask your witness to show the court the room they are in. When you are ready for your witness to testify, tell the judge the name of the witness you would like to call. The clerk will keep all witnesses in the waiting room during the hearing. Your witness will be let into the hearing when it's time for them to testify. While your witness is testifying, they cannot look at any notes or other documents. Do not send your witnesses direct messages during their testimony. That was a lot of information. Let's review. Get familiar with Zoom's tools. You should know how to mute and unmute your microphone. Remember that what you say in your remote hearing will be heard by all other participants, unless you are in a breakout room. Be sure to follow the clerk's instructions for submitting evidence and witnesses' names before the hearing date. Save your evidence in separate documents with names that indicate your party status and a number for each exhibit. Tell your witnesses to test their equipment before the hearing, dress appropriately, and log in alone from a quiet room. Do not direct message your witness while they are testifying. Thanks for watching.